It is a really different feeling to let something move through a frame as opposed to following it. I like that, that the landscape tells the story, or the people and how they deal with the landscape. You can't be in this completely subjective thing with them all the time. Like, you've got to get back and look at them objectively and set them in the landscape and say, here they are. In college, I used to take these drive-away cars. It's like a wealthy person has moved and they don't want to take their car, so you drive their car for them. We have a car going to Texas, so you take the car to Texas and then you hang out in Texas until they call you up and say, well, we have a car going to San Francisco. And I used to do that for the whole summer of my college years. I could go into a world that was not from my background and just fall into a world and investigate a world and research a world and a landscape. People are really built into their environment, so it's like you could find your way in from starting to research a place first. I start scouting really early on, and that process of script writing and scouting goes kind of hand in hand usually.
My car won't start.
I can hear that.
On Wendy and Lucy, I went out looking for this place that I would shoot the movie, whatever it was going to be. And I was coming down the highway, and a woman in front of me, her tire blew out, and she went into a ditch. We were in the middle of nowhere, and I ended up giving her a ride. She had no money on her. She had like $10 and no shoes. Watching this woman and how she dealt with these crises, not really looking at the big picture of the situation she was in, but just at the next immediate, I need a jack. And then once I borrow a jack, I need a tire. It was in that experience that I realized what the movie was about.
So I just go down this street, and then I take a right.
I'm pretty sure it's closed now. You'll probably have to wait until morning. But you can get the number 4 right here on the corner. It'll take you right there. It starts at 6 a.m.
I think I'm just gonna head there now.
It's definitely closed.
Well, fucking Christ!
All these films that I've made, they're just sort of like you dropping in with people for a week and then they go on their way. They're road movies, but they're all really stuck in a way. The whole idea of the Western is traditionally about big moments, endlessly big moments, big moments, big moments. And if you read the journals, especially of the women, they really talk about the drudgery of it. And so I was hoping to sort of give this point of view on the Western that I felt like was sort of missing. And so in that, I really wanted to use time and also labor and process. All the journals from the men and the women were so poetic when they were the first weeks out. And then as they go on, it's just sort of like built the fire, cooked the beans. Everything becomes like a list. And for the men, it's like made a left at the rock, walked through the river. Like everything gets really stripped down.
Where do you work? Out on the Haddon Ranch, caring for the horses. It's just a winter job.
We never have a lot of rehearsal time. And when we do a lot of time, that time is used less with reading lines and more with, in certain women, it was working on the ranch and having the actor work on the ranch and learn those chores. So then all of a sudden you're on set and it's happening and people are bringing their own voices and their own ideas. I mean, when you're thinking about a film, you change it in your own mind all the time, and then suddenly you're shooting it. You know, you're kind of giving way to everything you've held on to and you've imagined to something that's completely new and exciting. And you're sort of mourning and what you're losing, but excited by what you're getting. And there's lots of pleasure in those moments of seeing that sort of unfold. When you make a film, you travel around the world. A few weeks ago, I was in Costa Rica in a theater talking to an elderly farmer man about something to do with Montana landscape. You know, and you're just like, I would never know him, and what's he doing here? And anything in the film somehow speaks to his life in some way. It's easy to feel disconnected from people, and it's nice when films can bring just different people together and you have a moment.